Aseevagam, an ancient philosophical and ascetic movement of Indian subcontinent. Founded by Markali Gosalar 2,500 years ago. Since it is scientifical way of life, Aseevagam doesn't insist on gods. Flourished during 5th century BC. And its founders, saints and followers were still worshipped in South India. Basic heretics of Aseevagam: bliss, sorrow, birth, death, wages, losses. With these basic heretics and by controlling the 6 senses, a human can free his life form and attain moksha. Proposed by Markali Gosalar. For these he was credited with the name Harihara Putran. Basic philosophy of Aseevagam. Aseevagam believed in Vinay Kolkai and Ul Vinay, reaction and predestination. Vidhi Kolkai proposed by Markali Gosalar. Vidhi means believing in absolute determinism, absence of free will. Everything in human life and universe, according to Aseevagam, was predetermined, operating out of cosmic principles, and true choice did not exist. Tharsale. Koth Patu. Proposed by Purnakaya Par. Which denies any reward or punishment for either good or bad deeds. Anu Kolkai proposed by Bakutha Kasha Inner. Which defines matter, pleasure, pain and the soul are eternal and do not interact. These 3 founder names and their views are mentioned in Samana Phala Sutta scripts. How Aseevagam differed from Jainism and Buddhism. Jainism and Buddhism believed in karma. Every action viewed as deciding human life fate in future existences. But Aseevagam believed in Vidhi Kolkai. Everything in human life was predetermined. Hierarchy in Aseevagam. Based on practices in thought, action, eligibility, knowledge level, determinism and philosophy areas. Aseevagars are identified in colors and given honorific names. Black, blue, green, red, yellow, white. Each of these 6 hierarchy have another 3 inner levels. Thuvaka Nilai. Starting. Edai Nilai. Middle. And Kadai Nilai. Last phase. Whoever attained or completed these 18 hierarchy levels and attained transparency stage are called Ayanar, Ayan, Nalvelayar, Sathanar, Sastha, and Null. Ayan. Name meaning. Human gender can be identified by their pulse rate. In Tamil called Nadi Thudipu. Aseevagars practicing 18 hierarchy levels through yoga and wisdom and attain the top level will be in transparency stage. Niramili Nilai. By pulse rate their gender cannot be identified either male or female. In Tamil, Ayam means doubt. One who attains the transparency stage and cannot be identified as male or female by their pulse rate are called Ayan, Ayanar, Ayapan. In Pali language, this stage mentioned as Paramasuka, Alu Munigal, and Alu Kanagal. Alu means 7. It denotes 7 hierarchy levels attained through knowledge and wisdom. Each stage Aseevaga practitioners are called by their color names. In Tamil culture worship tradition, Ayanar temples have these 7-stage deity statues, called as Muni, which means Munaivar, a scholar who have in-depth knowledge. Like the male deity, females also represented by their colors. Thuvaka Nilai. Starting stage practitioner of Aseevagam denoted in black color or worshipped as Karapu Sami. And black color female deity are worshipped as Kali or Kathravai. Nili, Suli, Mayandi, Muniyandi. All these names denotes the color stage of Aseevagars. Elephant. The elephant is symbolic representation of knowledge and transparency attained by Aseevagars. Elephants have some special qualities: talent, patience, retention, memory power, mental strength. Elephants live in group. And elephants learn everything from their mother. Aseevaga practitioners need these qualities to attain transparency stage. Niramili Nilai. The trunk represents meditation practices and the long ear represents hearing thought and knowledge from others. Or next high level of Aseevagars. In Tamil tradition, while worshipping Pillai Yar. They mention the term Vinay Thirpavan. That denotes Tirthankara of Aseevagars. Sri. Sri is a Prakrit or Pali word called Thiru in Tamil, which means respected. Thiru, a deity with two elephants, is a symbolic representation for female deity in Aseevagam who attains the transparency stage. The two elephants denotes their depth and knowledge. In Tamil tradition, many temples and houses have this symbolic representation. That architecture work is called Thiru Nilai. Siddhars. Siddharkal are always numbered in 18. Group of 18 saint formation denotes different stage saints of Aseevagam. It was during and after Bhakti movement. These Siddhars identified themselves as Saiva devotee. Many astronomy facts, research elements, medicine cures are invented by Aseevaga Siddhars. Aseevagam literary works. With the 6 heretics and philosophies of Aseevagam, Markali Gosalar followers mentioned as 6D Sekkara, Sana, Kalantha, Kaniyarasan, Akavisayanan, Achunan, Komau Bhutan, compiled 8-fold sacred texts. Those are collectively called as Mahanimathankal, Divyam, about divine, Othpatham, about portents, Antarixam, about sky, Bomam, about earth, Angam, about body, Suvaram, about sound, Ilakanam, about characteristics, Vh Sanam, about indications. Another important script. 1 Patham Kathar, also called Markali Nul, defines and explains Markali Gosalar. Literary works based on Aseevagam. Most of the Tamil literature and epics are based on basic philosophy of Aseevagam. Vinay Kolkai Anul Vinay, Thirukiral, Tholkapiyam, Silapathikaram, Manamegalai, Purana Nuru collection. Written between 6th BC to 3rd century. And medieval literature. Arun Kalasepu. Fall of Aseevagam in North India. After Shunga dynasty establishment in 1st century BC, Indo-Aryan's Yajna culture was imposed among all the kingdom. This led to the decline of Aseevagam. During the first 10 centuries, the pre-Aryan Indian culture with ancient philosophical theory vanished from the history. Nastika school concepts, findings, inventions, their practices, literary works were rewritten in Sanskrit by Vedic Indo-Aryans. And Aryans represented those stolen things as their own property. Aseevagam and Buddhism lost their identity in North India. Jainism survived because of some kings adapted Jainism. As only Jainism remained in Samana movement. The name Samanars misconnected with Jainism. Fall of Aseevagam in South India. Aseevagam flourished in TamilNadu until 7th century and lasted up to 13th century. Pallava dynasty, imperial Cholas and medieval Pandyas became believers and supporters of Vedic Indo-Aryans Yajna culture. They taxed Aseevaga followers heavily in order to rout the religion, even by killing Aseevaga saints. Cruelly like impalement. Kalu Vetram. Saiva devotee Thirunana Sambathar. Killed around 8,000 Aseevagars by Kalu Vetram. Most of the Saiva temples in Tamil Nadu have Kalu Vetram statues. Temples built during and after Bhakti movement have a representation statue of lion fighting with elephant. The lion denotes Saivism and elephant denotes Aseevagam. Overall statue is symbolic image of how Saivism ruined Aseevagam. Many Aseevagars are killed. Some of them converted to Shaivam. To not to get killed, Aseevagars named themselves as Siddhars. Aseevagam after Bhakti movement. Apart from Ayanar, most of the Aseevagam concepts, philosophy, deity, symbols were adapted in Saivam and Vainavam as Indo-Aryan Vedic culture, against which the Samana movement was happened. The red stage Sris are adapted as Lakshmi, and white stage Sris are adapted as Saraswati. Green stage Sris are adapted as Parvati, Parsivanathar as Vishnu, and tribal linga with Adinathar's bull symbol as Shivan. The symbolic representation of Aseevaga elephant were accepted by Shaivates as Pillai Yar, the son of Shiva. All the symbols, deity, philosophy were given Sanskrit names with fake mythological stories. Naked Aseevaga monk statues in the South India were mistakenly called as Jains. And Ayanar becomes folk clan and guardian deity. How Aseevagam arose again. After several centuries. In 1951, an England-based historian, Indologist and author A. L. Basham wrote a book The History and Doctrines of the Ajivikas, a Vanished Indian Religion. Based on his PhD thesis. By 2014, Dr. K. Nedunchellian wrote a book, Aseevagam Ayanar Varalarum, with proper evidence and literature reference. Even he wrote many essays and putting most of his effort to spread the awareness about Aseevagam. After a decade of century, Aseevagam become the talk of town.